All right, so my voice might be out because I did just woke up like an hour ago. So yeah, I want to at least record a video before I go in the shower. Maybe I should like record in the rain though. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, mental health update. I'm actually doing better. I'm actually doing better. Atlanta, it was just draining me, just draining all of my energy, draining up all my character, all of my, everything. It was just draining me. I'm not gonna lie. And then, don't get me started with moving down there in the first place. I feel like I moved down there for the wrong reasons. Okay, I was not thinking ahead. I was not thinking ahead at all. And I've suffered all the consequences. I also had a bit of good things there. The only thing I like about Atlanta is the theme parks, which is Six Flags Over Georgia and Fun Spot Atlanta, and the trains, and that's pretty much it. That's it. I think that's literally it of what I liked about Atlanta. That's it. That's it. I'm trying to think, see what else I liked. Oh, the biking. The biking scenery. Yeah. Those trails. Oh, yeah, them trails are really nice, I gotta say. I definitely will be taking a stroll back over there, that Silver Comet Trail. The connector, to the Atlanta Beltline. Because I haven't get a chance to really ride that, the Atlanta Beltline like that. So, yeah. So, let's start only with the positive. Atlanta, what I enjoyed down there. Yeah, I was like really big on the coasters, back in 2020. That's for sure. Really big on the coasters, because it was an easier transportation there. I had it was either an hour and a half bus ride or a 45-minute bike ride. Versus down here in Chicago, it is a bit rough considering Six Flags Great America is way up north. I have to take a train and then a bus. I got to take trains, then trains, then a metro train, and then a bus, and then yeah. The transportation. I mean, it's reliable. I'll say that, very good. However, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, down there in Georgia, Atlanta, the weather, I mean, it was okay, The weather, it kept, well, I don't even say it kept changing, because the only reason why that's a negative. I don't want to talk about that yet. The weather, when it was hot, it was hot, it was, they say hot Atlanta, but I don't know. What else? I'm trying to think of good things about Atlanta, but I really can't. Because I don't really like it down there. Just wasting my time down there. That's why I decided to move back here. Shoot. Man, this sucks. I don't even know what to even think about. New geometry. Because, new part of the earth I haven't explored. That's another reason why I decided to go down there. It was a new part of the earth I explored. There's that. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Atlanta did modernize me a little because Chicago's quite retro compared to Atlanta. Atlanta's quite a modern city. So yeah. There's integration. There's integration there in Atlanta. There's a lot of integration, specifically in the Atlanta city. There is hood there. I haven't really gotten the chance to really be in the hood down there in Atlanta, to be fair. But, from everything I've seen, I have been annoyed. So, yeah. Alright, let's move to the negatives now. So, the negatives. I want some water with these things in the way. I gotta use it to keep my phone up. Let's start with the negatives. Let me run by those quick, because I'm not just about, my mental health. So yeah, Atlanta, the negatives. Oh man. The first thing I noticed, it was very political down there. Very political. To be fair, to be fair, I did move down there during 2020 when Joe Biden was being elect, was, what you call it, was, the protection, the election jump. So that could explain a lot. When I was doing early Uber Eats, just now started working with Uber Eats with one of my childhood parents at the time. I was able to explore the city that way. So thank God for that. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Let's see. The culture, the clubbing culture. I had multiple orders. Picking up picking up a lot of food delivery orders from clubs, and that was annoying. All the smoking, the drinking, it was just so annoying. Like the energy was so rough there. And then, the alphabet community too is another thing. Very, very out there. Very out there. And then I was hearing, what dating is like in Atlanta, because I think I was planning on to date when I was down there. Men are down low and stuff like that. Man ain't shit and all that. So black man in Atlanta ain't all that apparently, and I happen to be the black man. So if I'm over here dating, and then the first thing, I don't even want to talk about women like that right now, but to be on the smaller, hold up. All right. Well, to talk a little bit about the Atlanta women from what, oh my gosh, what the heck? From what I have heard about the Atlanta women, they're very masculine, very independent. Very independent. Like they literally don't need a man. Like a man is just more of an asset versus something they can use or whatever. And they automatically think he's down low, and they would yeah, I'm not trying to get too much into the women thing today, but Atlanta, it just wasn't doing it for me. And then I went down there for the wrong reasons, I'm not gonna lie, because I thought my childhood parents were gonna stay together, and then they a year later they decided to divorce, so I just wasted my time for nothing. And then my dumb ass decided to stay there for an extra 3 years. I mean, to be fair, at least I have high school years in Atlanta, at least the city outskirts of Atlanta. When I say, no, I had a high school time period there. When I say that, I mean at least 4 years, and that's exactly that. I spent 4 years down there in Atlanta. Technically, 3 years and 11 months to be exact, but I don't care. 4 years. I spent 4 years in Atlanta, and during those 4 years, I've seen the energy was just so not right there, and I'm not gonna lie. When I was more prone to be more curious to watch pornography when I was down there in Atlanta versus down here in Chicago. I can even feel that even today. To talk a little bit about my whole no-fap stuff, I felt more weak to fap down there in Atlanta. Okay, to talk a little bit about the the chemtrails and stuff like that. I failed more down there in Atlanta versus down here, up here in Chicago. I don't know. If I watch prawn, it'll be specifically it'll be like more of a choice. Like there's no excuse. Like for me, there's no excuse versus down there in Atlanta. Whatever reason, I felt more like demons was using me to watch that jump, okay? Or to fap or whatever. To fail my no fap streaks and whatever, I felt way less masculine back in the day. Back when I was in Atlanta. Felt like I didn't have a voice. and all that. Like, felt way more effeminate. Like, I mean, I just felt more effeminate. Like, it was weird. I had weird dreams. One of them is just so weird. I won't express what happened in that dream because I don't really want to go there. Well, you know, I mean, to me, I see it more as closure, but at the same time, I see it more as demonic because I don't want to talk too much about that. But anyways, whatever they were spraying in the air, because I seen them spray that junk in the air every single day, them chemtrail junk. They kept changing the weather, and that whatever they spraying is also changing people how they feel. So no, probably men being down low, so is might be a little right down there. That's probably why they're down. Not saying it put an effect on me, but I will say the effect it put on me was probably being less masculine. Yeah, less masculine. So whatever. Let's get apart. Let's not talk about that part. Well, going back to the whole, family thing. My childhood parents, they divorced down there. I decided to spend 3 more years there. I mean, I wasn't thinking right back down there. I was still kind of dependent on parents. I mean, I've been in my pre-independent era. That's what I call it. Pre-independent, the independence before, Yeah, it's more independence up here. Once my childhood parents divorced, I was like, oh man, I need to leave. I need to move out the house. I wasn't thinking about moving. I was still trying to at least create a prime family. New term, okay? I was trying to at least create a prime family where, my modern family my eventual modern family is going to be established. And then my post-childhood family was going to somehow have some peace treaty to like each other. Well, to make peace with each other where they can, make good, transactions, like adults should be. Like that, what I was going to call a prime family. I was headed in the direction of a prime family. But YouTube Swirl says she died. She would never date black men again. Well, that's fine. I don't care. I'm really happy for you. In fact, I encourage it. Stop giving the hood dudes a chance. Anyways, it's just a notification. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I really thought I was gonna, I really thought there was gonna be some peace treaty between my divorced parents, childhood parents, and their new partners. But that's not the case. There is no peace treaty. So during all that, next thing you know, the modern family was established around 2022. It was a mess. I mean, well, I'm not gonna say it. Well, kind of did start because I definitely was demonized for. Well, how can I don't want to talk too much about that. But I was demonized, and that's why I'm looked at as not a man just because I don't sleep around. Anyways, hint, Ray, or whoever's watching. Anyway, so modern family was established, and it was just a mess. It was just a mess. The arguments between my modern parents and my childhood parents, it was just a mess. And then once everything was being more revealed, the first thing I realized the toxicity was I don't want said person knowing the address where we stay at. I mean, I understand, I get that, but at the same time, I never liked that. I never did. I just put up with it. That's it. That's why I never made no promises to my modern parents that I won't release the address to where we stay. Hello, if you're watching. I never made no promises. I said there's a possible chance. I told them straight up. What if there's a slip up? No slip up, Ray. No slip up. I can't promise that. They can't seem to accept that. They can't seem to accept possibility. The probability of me releasing it is very slim. But I'm just saying, anything is possible. You're asking me to be perfect here. Anyways, going past that. My modern parents, I feel like I was being used as a I don't know, was it something? Well, the best way I can explain, I was being used as the messenger because because my modern parents don't want to communicate with my childhood parents. I mean, to be fair, I get it, but because they don't want to communicate with each other, it's more one side to the other. Um, I was being used to be that communication because me, I'm the kind of guy to not cut people off. I don't cut people off. So I was being used for that. And I volunteered. But in the beginning, I was fine being the messenger. I was fine in the beginning. But as the year or two, as the year went by, with all the problems my modern parents and my childhood parents was having, well, post-childhood parents in this case, but all the problems they were having, and then they kept not communicating. I was like, why don't you talk directly? Why are you doing this to me? I need to focus on my own life. Like, I need to figure out this whole thing, get my own place, and I can't keep doing this. And then for a sec, I had to step up as father one way or another. I had to step up because I was the second man of the house at the time. Anyway, so, and I feel like I had to do that. I had to step up because I was the second man of the house. So, that's kind of why I stayed in Atlanta for those extra 3 years, because I needed to provide my money, my finances, help keep, my siblings. I'm not going to specify which siblings. It's either, well, I think it's the childhood siblings. The childhood siblings. He has more likely childhood siblings. And it even carried on into my modern siblings as well. I felt like my finances was necessary. Even though I became the third man in the house. But it didn't matter. Anyways, going past that, I felt like I was being used. And, the schoolwork and everything. And I had to try to explain to the school people that, hey, my parents, they trying to not do this, they want not trying to do that. And then the lady on the phone, she was like, well, we can't just not do that. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I don't agree with it either. But that's what hey, I don't know. I mean, I tried to, be put on, their data log, because they can't disclose personal information to me because I'm not on their list. That's fine. But I'm glad we didn't move forward with that. I'm glad I'm glad I'm not on their whole disclosure agreement or whatever it's called. But 17. I'm not talking too long. And then staying because I had to stay at that job. I mean, it's kind of another reason why I stayed in Atlanta, because I had to stay at that job. I didn't have a place to stay, so I stayed at the job, the grocery store job, dealing with rude ass customers or whatever. Especially that one customer. I should leak her name, J girl, or J lady or whatever. Her attitude was so terrible. What else? Anyways, going past the job stuff, I felt like I really need to stay there because, I always wanted to kind of move out anyway, because I was already annoyed and everything. I was already annoyed with, the Atlantic culture, the constant chemtrails that kept spraying in the sky, because literally one time, it was like 40 something degrees. It was like, no, I think it was like 50 something degrees. And then as soon as they sprayed that junk in the air, the next day it was cold as ever. Okay, I won't talk too much about it. That's more of a conspiracy. If you want conspiracy theories and, my thoughts are like flat earth and all that, aliens, which don't exist, by the way, put in the comment section below. So, yeah. And tell me what you want to know about it from my perspective. Anyway, so going, in conclusion, it was just a huge mess, a huge mess. And then, to be fair, in Atlanta, the Atlantic culture, and then my parents' divorces, they all kind of affected mine, and I was trying to. I felt like I needed to try and be the coordinator of the peace treaty. I think that was my problem, but I can't do that. So that's okay. That's totally fine. I'm glad now. So I had to gain up the courage, getting up the courage to just quit my job and just move on back to Chicago. The idea wasn't to move back down here. This is a temporary solution. But if I'm like a year and a half, but if I'm here longer than like 2 years, then as long as I'm in a better neighborhood, that's more safe, more calm, or whatever. But honestly, I feel like my modern family was toxic. I'm not gonna lie, my modern family was. I feel like, if y'all watching, hello, this is how I truly feel. I just managed to keep my emotions and feelings down. Why I felt like they was, toxic, because all this gaslighting, want me to be the messenger, and also want me to be the ignorer or whatever. You want me to be two things at once. And then on top of that, kept demonizing me just because I'm not dating, and demonizing me, calling me a PDF file just because I prefer younger women. That too, that really hurt me. To me, it ain't no different to all the stuff I've been through as a kid. To me, I have to thank one of my post-childhood siblings saying, "Ray, you're grown. You're an adult." That was my problem. I kept telling my modern parents, y'all are the lead, I am the child, y'all a child say go, okay? I'm in y'all house. That's the way I felt. And hey, to be fair, I still kind of agree with it, but at the same time, I was still an adult. And because of that, that's why I had to leave the situation. I had to grow up, basically. I had to grow up. So, I decided to throw myself in the fire. So me moving down here to Chicago, originally I was supposed to be struggling even more. But I'm with my biological family right now, because they offered to let me stay with them, so I'll take it. But I can already see that my money, my savings, my savings, there's that. Obviously, with my biological family, we live in the hood. They were raised in the hood, so I'm gonna deal with hood problems. The hood is annoying. Hold up. So yeah, the hood is annoying. That's the culture they're associated with. That's okay. I have to deal with the smoking in the house every single day. No problem. The yelling, the loud music, the drinking, drunk and all that stuff. I gotta deal with it. That's okay. But honestly, dealing with the smoking and drinking and all that loud music in here, I am so much more at peace than living down there with my modern family. I'm not gonna even lie. There are benefits. This is not me taking my modern family for granted, okay? Wi-Fi, food on. Well, to be fair, I didn't eat food. I didn't eat their food like that, but excellent Wi-Fi, services. Stepping up, keyword. I'm trying to think of support. What support my modern family had. Well, that's how I feel. I can't really describe the support. I know there's love, but I don't know about the support. But they say, we support you. Okay, well, yeah, thank you. But I didn't feel support. I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel heard at all. So I had to leave that. Like I said, finally conclusion. Finally conclusion. I'm just doing better now. Mentally speaking, I am doing better. Yeah, I may get super annoyed by the hood, the gangs, and the cockroaches, as one of my childhood siblings say. To be fair, childhood siblings and post-childhood siblings are kind of different. They kind of are different between certain people. So yeah. Anyway, so divorce is the reason why I do all this. But yeah, I am more peace. I'm more at peace right now. Yeah, I know I may go homeless. But honestly, it's kind of worth it. At this point. It's kind of worth it at this point. Yeah, I agree. I should have planned better. But I had to leave the situation. I had enough. And I thank them them nasty attitude ladies back in Georgia. You're not on lease. All right, I gotta go. Thank you. You helped me. Thank you. I thank her actually. Now, Modern Family, if y'all watching this, and I just told y'all how I really felt, this is not me being ungrateful at all. Okay, this is not me being grateful. I want everything to work out, but at the same time, that year and a half I was living there, I felt like I was being used, unheard, like put in a child's place, even though I was 23, 24 years old. Constantly made fun of. Well, yeah, that too. That too. Finding it odd just because I'm not sleeping around. The fuck? Ah, man. And I had to I had to manage relationship problems. And don't get me started with the anger in the house. I just hope I was the best for my Modern Family. I really do. I really love them. Don't get me wrong. I just really hope the best for them. Because I don't know how much. God forbid I have to create another Modern Family version. If that happens, then I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. To be fair, they were pre-modern this entire time, but at this point, common law, marriage, Modern Family, whatever. Just give them the name. Yeah, I'm actually more at peace here because I can deal with drugs and stuff down here, since it's more physical. Down there it's more mental. So yeah, I'm doing better actually. I'm doing better. Yep, I am doing better. Yep. It's annoying dealing with the culture out here, the drugs and gang junk. Yeah, I think it's easier to die from. I think it's more desirable to die from a gang person, than die from from mental stress out there. Because at least if I get shot up anywhere, I can just drag myself to the nearest train tracks and just stare until my death. That's it. I know it's stupid, but I got sidetracked. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. I think that's pretty much it. I'm better. I am doing better. Also, my job search is annoying. Don't get me wrong. It's annoying, but I've been through this before. I'm already accepting. If I go homeless, it is what it is. Even though I don't think my biological parents aren't gonna allow that. They ain't gonna let that happen. They keep saying that. If I got a house, you got a house. Keyword. So yeah, I honestly feel more accepted here. I'm not gonna even lie. Even though the judgment, the judgmentals and the jump to conclusions and stuff here, just because I'm not being a man whore. Well, not from my biological parents, but I can handle that. I feel more love here. I don't know why. You know what they say. When no, I don't know the saying. But anyways, I don't know. I honestly feel more accepted here. Keyword, not love. More accepted here. I'm not gonna say people love me more than others, but I feel more accepted here. So that's why I can deal with everything here. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I'm going on. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Oh, one last thing. Like I said, I already know a couple people in my Modern Family might see this video. It might be pushed there because YouTube pushes my content. If you want to talk, we can. But don't jump to conclusions. I fucking hate that. Stop that jump, man. I don't know what to say. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.